Today, my guest is Janine Gates. And in this episode, we discuss about breaking generational curses and so many other things that she had to endure to be this woman she is today. So, Janine Gates is a Godfidence. She helps ladies of faith heal from their past, gain Godfidence, and live the life of their dreams. Janine understands the importance of healing to live their dream life and has the desire to free other ladies because she knows this is very possible. Let us meet Janine Gates. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Gaby U Show. And today I have an amazing guest, Janine Gates. Janine, welcome to the Gaby U Show.
Yay, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you here. Nice for you to come here to talk with us and me and my audience. So, what we want to start my icebreaker questions. So, the first thing I want to ask you, Janine, what is your favorite food?
I thought about that. I'm like, what is my favorite food?
That tells me you are not picky.
Oh, I'm
That's
very picky though.
Oh, you are? Because usually I find out when people like, what are my favorite food? There are people that are really somehow not picky. But that's different. I
I'm
see.
very picky. I'm trying to
Yeah.
work on not being as picky. But if I had to pick my favorite food, it'd be a salad of some sort.
Okay. So of some sort. So like raw salad, cooked one,
Raw. Like I
raw.
want romaine lettuce because that's the
Yeah.
crunchiest. And
Oh.
I am going to be a loud chewer. I want garbanzo beans, steak, or chicken, or
Oh,
shrimp.
that's some rich salad there.
Oh yeah, I can
Yeah.
salads. I love them. Chef's kiss. I like. So I read this thing that if you didn't have, I think it said like 14 ingredients, you didn't have a salad. So when I used to like make my salads, I wanted 14 ingredients, but sometimes that can be a bit much.
Yeah.
I love,
Wow.
I love beans, artichokes, onions, tomatoes, avocado, carrots. I
Yeah.
want everything on my salad. Like I love salads.
Oh my goodness. Now you're making me hungry. Like I need to eat because I'm just thinking about the 14 ingredients.
It's a bit much, but it's good.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would be really filling and pretty healthy.
Mhm.
Delicious. Wow. So what would you say is your favorite quote?
I'm going to have to say my favorite quote, and it's a scripture, is I can
Mm,
do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
yes.
Philippians 4:13. Hands down my favorite, especially in this last year of my life, because a lot of transitions have taken place. And through these transitions and being in the unknown, I have had to lean on Christ so much. And I
Mm,
realized that recently I realized I am a brave person because I moved to Dallas not knowing this place, not really having community here. And that's brave.
yes.
And I have to lean on Christ heavily. So right now in this season of my life, that is my favorite scripture slash quote.
Oh, I love that verse too. Is one of them. I think one time I used to have it like a screensaver on my phone, going through all this thing in life, like, oh my goodness, how am I gonna do this? And then when you think about that, and I mean, we are both women of faith, and these are some of the things we lean on, and we find out we're able to go through this because we cannot do all these things by ourselves,
No.
so this that's a really powerful one. I love that.
Yay.
Yeah. So the next thing I want you to share with me or share with us, what would you what do you believe has shaped you to be this woman you are today? I want you to share from your victories, your struggles. Is it growing up, anything from your childhood, anything adulthood, all that. So just go all the way and share with us.
All right, that is such a loaded question. So I'll try to keep track of what I'm saying, um, and give as much detail as humanly
I'll
possible.
keep track for you.
Thank you. I would say there are some themes that I think are very key to shaping who I am today.
Mm,
I would say breaking family generational curses, which includes being born to a teenage mother. Um, a lot of people in my biological family have children at a young age. And in that, I saw a lot of pain and suffer. And so I learned early on that I did not want to endure that pain and suffer. I wanted a very different life. And within the generational curses in my biological family, besides teenage pregnancy, we had family members that dropped out of school. And I'm talking about like dropped out like middle high school.
mm,
And then in and out of jail. And so when I turned 18, I went to Spelman College, which is and was the #1 historical Black college and university on an almost full ride scholarship. And at
mm,
that time, I just believe I made it because I was not exposed to people in my biological family graduating from high school and going to college.
mm,
And I was just like, oh yeah, I did it. I'm good to go until until my biological mother did some illegal behavior in my name and I was charged with the crime.
mm,
And in being charged with this crime, I spent 50 days in jail, had to
mm,
pay the debt back, and that shook me. That was like also a pivotal moment in my faith, in my walk with God. And I really felt innocent throughout the whole process to the point that I was talking to the opposite side and telling them everything and giving them my bank statements because I had nothing to hide because
mm,
I did not commit a crime. And I remember being like two different people at once when I was because I was in college when this happened. And there would be times where I was crying and very depressed and suicidal. And other times I was like, God, if you keep me, I'll praise your name the rest of my life. Like, please don't let
mm,
this be the end of my story. How did I get to be this age at this college and I did not break the generational curse? Like, how? Like, this cannot be it. And I am so thankful that I had people in my life and I had a belief in God that I was able to go to jail one time and never return. And that's
mm,
not everyone's story because you hear about people being convicted of a crime and they keep going back and in, back in, they just keep going back to jail. And I was like, that's not going to be my story. And I remember a guard telling me, I'll see you again. And I
mm,
was so offended. I said, bet your life on this. You'll never see me in this place again because I knew that that wasn't who I was. So
mm,
generational curses, breaking those really played a key role in who I am today. And I also learned that a lot of people break generational curses and chase success without defining what success is.
mm,
And we think we know what success is because we see what we see. But when we get into these lifestyles, in the way that we try to achieve success is burnt out. It's exhaustion. It's
mm,
you not showing up in your best. It's you people pleasing. It's you doubting yourself because you're trying to be somebody else. And that was me. I would work 10 to 12-hour days. I would be in the office before and after my boss. I would try to please my boss. I had never had a bad review in my life. And I'm
mm,
not here to brag about that because that shit, like, that's not good. Like, we should have
mm,
bad reviews because we're learning people, right? But because
mhm,
I was such a people pleaser, I would watch and see how you treat other people and what piss you off. And I would avoid that at all costs, which made me this perfect page in
mm,
my life. And it was just like, that's not who you are. So breaking generational curse is definitely one. Another one is being adopted. So a lady who worked at my high school, we were very close. And I was in foster care. that's another thing that in my biological family. But I was in foster care, and my foster mother at the time no longer wanted me. So I had to find a place to live, but I'm also in college in a different state. Like, I'm from Oregon, going to college in Georgia. And I was like, what am I going to do? So I'm just telling, her name is Lisa Gates, what's going on in my life. And she like, come live with me. And I was like, nah, I want my foster mother to get me back. And part of it for me was I had been bounced around so much that I wanted stability. I craved that. And so we only know what we know. And I wanted to be with what I knew. And it didn't work out. So I kind of needed somewhere to stay. And I went to Lisa Gates' home. And I really wanted a mother. I had always wanted a mother since I was a young girl. I would go and meet these ladies and would get really close to them in search of a mother. Like, I wanted a home base. And my foster mother turned adopted mother was like, I was talking to her and I was like, I really wish I had a mom. I really want to be adopted. And she's like, let's do it. And when I tell you, Gabby, I was like, let's go. I researched the lawyer. I asked her like, hey, this lawyer, do you want to talk to them? Let's do this. Let's figure it out. And I was so desperate for that love and that family. I really wanted to belong. And I'm so thankful for my adopted mom. Now on, continue our conversation, I'll just call her mom. I'm hoping everyone has that clear. She has saved me in so many ways. She has helped me become the lady I am today. I came to her broken in so many pieces, and because of her unconditional love, I am so whole and complete. And I came to her when I was going through that criminal stuff. And for someone who's a people pleaser, and I didn't value myself and all my worth, I kept that a secret from her until I had to turn myself into the court system, and I had a mugshot. And I was like, girl, you got to tell her, because she can't find out from somebody else. And when I told her, I was so nervous that she was going to get rid of me, because previous mistakes caused people to get rid of me and just write me off, not allowing me to make mistakes. And she was like, girl, you're fine. We're in this together. I could go on and on about this lady because she means the world to me. If my mother needed my heart, I would give her my heart. I know that sounds ridiculous, because you give somebody your heart, you're dead. But my point is, I would still give my mom my heart. And then I'm going to say, a key thing or key person who shaped me is myself. I never gave up on myself. I've been through some hard things. I've been through things that have, woo, baby, just only the living God could bring me out. And for my faith and to keep going, and don't get me wrong, my faith wavers. Sometimes I'm like, God, are you in this with me? Am I alone? God, please help me. And I still believe in myself. Even when I have doubt, I know that God brought me here to prosper, and I'm living my best days. There's no way that I'm going to go to jail and live through that again. There's no way that the things that I've been through, I'm going to go through those things. And in me being who I am, I have community that I can lean on. Like, if I ever need anything, my mom is a call away, and my mom is going to come through for me, which has been a gift in a very recent season of my life. I had to learn to trust. I had abandonment issues because I've been abandoned majority of my life. And I was going through something tough, and the way that my mom came through for me, because that was the first time I ever like really needed her. Like, I need you. I can't do this by myself. And the way she came through for me, and she called me daily, she checked in on me. Oh, I'm telling you, life is so sweet because of her and me trusting myself, but also God. Like, I can't do any of this by myself. And I've had so many mentors who've poured into me, who love me, who cherishes me. Like, I have been so blessed because of God's children. But I will say, like, breaking generational curses, my adopted mom and myself are key people who have shaped me to be who I am today.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's all I can say. I mean, just, listening to you, all these pieces all together is like, you know, how you have come to be. And this is one of the things that I started this podcast, to hear people share stories like this, because people see you today now, and they don't know all these ups and little thing here and there, and you know that's the thing I always talk about, of people comparing, like, oh, now look at Janine. She thinks she's all that, but hey, you don't know where Janine came from.
Mhm.
The question is, could you have been able to hold on like Janine has hold on? Because your story, it could have led you to many different things. And I know as we share along, you're going to share some of the things you do. And, because there are many people out there in the world that's going through what you have gone through, are way off the wagon, and
Mhm.
just and I'm not trying to judge anyone, but that's the thing, that but they will say, okay, this is how, why I'm doing this, why I'm off track, is because look at my story, look at what happened. But you have changed this whole thing, and
Mhm.
so thankful to God first, and your lovely mother that came through
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
you. And I know some people are still seeking that. They're still wanting this thing and they haven't. And hearing a story like yours is to give hope that you
Mhm.
don't want to give up, because, it is possible. As long
Mhm.
as there is life, there is hope, and not to give up.
Yes,
So, I mean, it's
I
amazing.
agree. I
Mm,
agree with you with everything you said. And another thing, especially Black ladies,
mm,
we tend to do everything alone. Like that strong Black woman title is not it. And the quicker we lean into our community and be
mm,
vulnerable and deal with our shame and deal
yeah.
with being embarrassed, the better our lives will be. We make mistakes. We are humans, but people are ready
Yes.
to love you. And I have to say, like, you have to be intentional. Everyone you meet is not for you. Like, give it
Yes.
time, see who these people are. And if they rock with you, rock with them
Mm-hmm.
heavy. And I'm always a person, I'm very authentic and vulnerable when you meet me. I
Yeah.
don't have time for surface level anything.
That's right.
So, right? So when we meet, I'm gonna tell you who I am. And if you can
Mm-hmm.
meet me. If you can't, next. But community is so important. You cannot do anything alone because you're on this hamster wheel. And when you're
Mm-hmm.
going through things, you're on the hamster wheel, and the only person who is coaching you is yourself.
That's
And
not the way we are made. Mm-mm.
yes, you can only take yourself so far. Like you in your head is not going to get you where you want to go. And so
Yeah.
you
I mean, you
need,
can have your moments where you want to be alone, but that is
yes,
not all, it should not be all the time.
yes, you need people and to
Mm-hmm.
invest in yourself. See yourself as worthy to invest in yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
life is so much better when you are in community.
Yes, finding that right community to connect and know that what people that you are not struggling with this alone, because when you are alone and not having that community, that right community, you just feel like, okay, I'm the only one in this world that is struggling with this.
Mhm,
And
mhm,
and that is the thing. Of course, when you are looking for that community to help you grow, or having those mentors, which I have talked a lot about in my podcast, the power of having mentors, coaches, a community, and not just depending on your own family. It's as much as our family loves us, sometimes they cannot be objective with some things. It's just keep finding, you might not find that immediately, that community, but it's there. And that word you said, intentional, you know what you want, you keep seeking it out there. You just cannot fold your hands and say, well, let's see if the community come to me. You gotta go find them
you
and have an
do.
open mind.
Yes. And it took me, I got adopted when I was 21, but I met my
Wow.
adopted mother when I was 18 or 19. So it took me years before I found my mother. And so it's going to take you years, maybe years to find your person. And right now I'm in
Yes.
the season of finding friends. And I
Mm-hmm.
go on a lot of friendship dates. I'm like, friendships,
Going
bro.
to a new city now that you are.
Yeah. And when you're trying to find your community, you're gonna have to, it's just like dating. You have to kiss a lot of frogs,
Yes.
kiss your friends before
Mm-hmm.
you kiss your partner. And so remember that. And it's fruitful when you look at I'm building my community and I want who I want. I don't
Yes.
want whatever does not serve me, I'm not accepting that. And it is
Yes.
really helpful because I'm intentionally building community that aligns with who I am so that you stay in my life a little longer than just, a rainy season or a happy season. Like, we're here for a long time and a good time, not these short-term friendships that are built on superficial things.
That's right. Girl, you just hit the nail on the head. That's exactly right. It's like a dating system. You gotta try and don't give up. Like, okay, this didn't work. Okay, probably next time. Okay. And it's like food too. When you're cooking your food, you add the salt. It doesn't taste good. Okay, let me add some little spice here. Okay. You know,
Yes, like, yep, I agree.
I gotta bring the food. I love food. So I gotta bring the food analogy in there. Yeah, wow, that is so great to hear that. But you guys, you listening to this girl, you better play this thing again and hear it again if you didn't get it the first time, because this is good stuff we're talking here.
I'm glad I
Yeah,
hope it blesses someone.
yes. So, what would you say you're most proud as a woman today?
Wow. So I'm a person who I daydream quite a bit. I manifest, and I think manifest is like becoming this big thing, but
We
as when
just
I'm
did that before we started. We manifested something for you. I
we
did.
sure did. We sure did. And when I'm manifesting, I'm really talking to God and saying, let's make this plan
Mhm.
right for us. Let's keep going. And so I'm going to have to say what I'm most proud of. I have to say my relationship with God. Like, I think about that all the time. And because God encompasses everything for me, but
Yes.
also God has given me people who have fed into me. God has given me in birth a very confident lady. I love that I'm confident because I used to not be. I didn't think I was beautiful. I thought I was fat and, not pretty. I didn't think I was worthy. And so to be who I am today and so confident, and I have good people in my life, and I have a business, and I love serving the clients I serve, and I love the people around me, and I love life. That was only possible with God. I mean,
Yes.
like we said earlier, if you look at my story, people could have wrote me off. There were people who wrote me off when they saw these mugshots on the internet. And to
Mm.
know that, and this is what I want other people to know, I don't care what your sin is. I don't care what you've been through. And it's not to say that it's not important. The reason why I say I
Yes.
don't care, because God can take anything and make it a testimony. God can take
Yes.
anything and turn your life around. You may
Yes.
not think you're qualified, but if God calls you, you're qualified. And
Yes.
how could I not be proud of that relationship? Like, I had 3 mugshots on the internet. I
Mm.
went to jail twice. It was 25 days one time, 25 days another time. And I am here today, and I am where I am today. God, nothing but God. And I can't say a job that I never got a job because of my criminal record. Like, that's God.
Mm-hmm.
I never had to really go into great details about having this criminal record. That's God. Like,
Yes.
I am most proud of my relationship with God and God giving me a second chance. I'm always saying to whoever will listen and myself, that post criminal record life is my second chance life. And I'm so thankful for that. And I'm
Mm.
so thankful for the
Yeah.
healing, because I'm not bitter Betty anymore. I used to be so
Yes.
bitter. Girl, if you came for me, oh baby, I'm gonna hit under the belt. Like, you gonna feel it. And today I'm like, is it worth my time?
Yep. Choose your battles.
Choose your battles, and a lot of battles I'm not choosing. I just don't have the energy for it because I know who I
Mm-hmm.
serve, and I know that God sees everything. And so if I treat you with kindness when you are being bitter, I know that I'll be blessed because I know who I serve.
Yes, exactly.
I'm so thankful for the God we serve. So thankful. So thankful.
Yes. That is a big one. Yeah. I mean, God is helps us in so many things. And, if some of you know about when you read the Bible and you see all the people, even Jesus' disciples, they were not perfect, you know. All the 12 he chose, they got something going on, but here we are. So, God can use anybody, any situation, and turn it around. So,
And I love how you talked about the disciples, because we are the disciples and we
yes.
are those imperfect human beings, where I think about the disciples were on the boat with Jesus and the boat was rocking and Jesus was just like, they're chilling, sleeping. And like, Jesus, you don't see the boat rocking? You don't see the storm coming?
Yes.
And Jesus was like, storm, be careful, or storm, stop.
Yes.
And that's us. Like our faith wavers. And to think that God is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and you get to question, you get to have your faith that wavers, and the storm comes and you question God, and God still loves you. And that's what I love the most, because my faith has been tested so many times since I moved to Dallas. And there's been times I'm like, God, are you here? God, are you with me? And what I will say is, when you know your scripture and when you're in the word, when you have those moments where you question God, you say scripture to answer your question.
Yes.
Because when I'm asking, is God with me? Well, God never forsakes you. That's the word.
Yes.
When I'm worried about my business and what's next for me, if God calls you, you're qualified. God has plans to prosper you. So I love that, because I do, like, I'm like a disciple, just like everybody else, but I go to the word to remind me who God is in my life and what I'm called to do.
Yes. And he just makes it perfect.
Makes it perfect on God's time, not yours, but makes it perfect.
That's right. That's right. At his own time. And we have to be patient. And, like my guest yesterday, we were talking about open doors, that sometimes God is just preparing you and he is not opening that door yet for two reasons. One of them is you're not ready. And the second reason, you don't need to get through that door. That is not the door.
It's true, though. It's true, and we don't always understand. But I think about parenting. I don't have children, but I have a lot of nibblings, which is a gender neutral term for your siblings' children. But I think about parenting. Your parents know things you don't know. And so they tell you things, and you have to trust them and know that what they're telling you is going to help you. And that's the same relationship with God. God is closing doors and opening doors and talking to us. And sometimes we have to just trust.
Yes.
God is leading us to something that's going to blow our minds, something that you cannot imagine. And I think about, like, when I quit my full-time job to become a full-time coach. And I was like, what? I've always had a cushion job. I've always worked for government. My
Security.
Yes. And I'm like, God, you want me to quit the job and do this full-time? But trust, God's going to provide.
Yes. Awesome. So what are some of as we kind of round it up, I always ask my guests, what are some encouraging words you want to give the person listening today? I mean, you have said a lot of the encouraging things, but I want us to just tie it in, just summarize those words here.
I would say an encouraging word I would give you is confidence. Really tap into your relationship with God, heal from your past, and live the life of your dreams. If God has plans to prosper you, that means you can dream anything, and anything you want will come to fruition. That's my biggest thing I want for you, is to live the life of your dreams according to what you want, not what you see somebody have on social media, not what you think someone in your personal life have, but whatever you want, and go after that ruthlessly. I think about how when I was younger, I was fearless. And I think kids are often fearless, but the older you get, the more messages you receive, the more people you're around, that fearlessness wavers. And it's like, snap back, be ruthless, be fearless, and don't be concerned about how you look. Because God called you. God didn't call whoever else that's in your circle or whoever else you see on social media. God called you. So if you look wild out there, you look bananas, keep going, because there's a reason. And what I will say is, when you're your most authentic self, people are going to come to you. You said an encouraging word, and look at me going on a tangent. But my point is, gain confidence. Gain confidence.
It's all good. It's all entwined in there. Oh my. Wow. So, I mean, that is a good one. That's good. So, how would people connect with you? Where are you hanging? Where can they check you out?
Yes. So I am really on Instagram and LinkedIn, both at Janine Gates. Please come hang out with me. When you come hang out, please say hi. I really love connecting with the people I serve, or the people who are following me. just know I don't bite and I am so sisterly. Always say I'm your number one cheerleader. I love cheering for people. So
That's
yes,
right.
come follow me or add me or whatever.
Okay, that's good. So I'm going to be putting those information in the description area so that you people can see that. If you are watching it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, it will all be in the description area. Are you doing any projects right now? Anything I would need to know, like any special
Yeah.
program?
I would love if you are really trying to gain confidence in, which means you have confidence in God. And as you have
Mm,
confidence in God, you have confidence in yourself. I have a free 3-day devotional that I'm
mm.
happy to give to you and allow that to lead you to get closer to God. And you can always ask me questions about it.
Okay. And I think you have that link as well.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. And of course, if you are following her on Instagram and all that, I'm sure you will see her links there. And I'll add the links as well so that you guys can get it. That would be great. We want to have confidence. I love that. Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much, Janine, for coming today. I really appreciate your time and sharing all these great words with us today.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much. And I'm so thankful we had this opportunity. And I just pray that someone is blessed from our time together.
That's right. Yes, yes, absolutely. All right, people. So this comes to the end of the show today. And I'm going to end it with one of my favorite quotes from Maya Angelou. She says, "When you know better, you do better." All right, people. I will see you guys next time. Bye.